turn on OBS because we do no editing, and I need to. This is big. I need to know this. Are you guys a big Star Wars fan? Because I'm like in the middle. I think I'm pretty big, like to the point where like new movies I gotta see. TV shows, it depends. If it gets me on a like trailer, I'll watch it. But if it's like I don't really need to watch this, how much is it fallen canon? I'm not the guy that read all the legacy. I did like some legacy comics, but I didn't read all like the novels. I remember I read one when I was in middle school, just during like break time. We needed like a book. But so what this guy was talking about, Luke Skywalker was the worst Jedi. Now, what I need to know, because this seems really bad, seems really, 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 really bad. What I need to know is this true? Because what he's saying and what I look at standards of all the movies and the Jedi, and I guess we're not talking Sith. I guess you don't have to talk Sith because they're probably worse Sith. Who knows? Maybe they're not. Sith are badass. But Jedi wise, you guys might know in the realm of maybe not everything canon, far as the cartoons and not the outside books. You could talk about the comics that are canon now from Marvel. Nothing from Dark Horse, unfortunately. But is he the worst Jedi? Because what this guy's making good points.
Skywalker is a great Jedi. He got half-ass training.
Okay.
Okay, I think he already started with saying he's not a great Jedi. We cut that part off, I guess.
He got a little bit of training from Ben Kenobi.
So this is a good point, that Luke didn't really get training. We go back to Anakin, his dad. Not only did he get training, he went on missions with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Not only was he a kid when he got passed off to Obi-Wan Kenobi, they made it like they've been together for a while. Then you get the Clone Wars that shows they've done a lot together. So you would assume in between that, he's got a decent amount of training. And by the time he's an adult, he pretty much is all the way Jedi. I mean, he, of course, gets denied being on the council, but that's for other reasons. But far as being like a good Jedi, I mean, I guess he's not the best Jedi in the world because he turns on the Jedi. But far as like training goes and things like that, Anakin did everything right. He went about it right. Obi-Wan, we don't see him training, but from what we see, he's very one with the Force. Yoda, we see him, he's kind of comical in the Empire Strikes Back, but we get a lot more with him with the prequels and the cartoons and all that, where he's a good Jedi, So we get these clear things of people being Jedis, but when you think about it, Luke kind of sucks. Like, Luke kind of sucks. I didn't really think about that. Watching Star Wars my life, and of course, like everyone else that's, a common pop culture fan, you've watched Star Wars a good amount of times, and you never really thought, at least me, I never thought Luke sucks. Till today. I was like, you know what? He does suck. Is that the reason why everyone picks Han Solo or Darth Vader as their favorite character when, we were young and you picked who you want to be? And I don't know if people picked Obi-Wan because he's kind of old. So people don't want to be old. But everyone wanted to be Vader. Or you wanted to be smooth Han Solo, fast talker. You don't mind those two. But did people want to be Luke? I think Luke only got cool in Return of the Jedi. But that's when he was in all black. And they're going to talk about that. That's kind of a Sith move. So not only was he not a great Jedi like his father, he did kind of go the dark side. He kind of walked the middle path a little bit. But yeah, he didn't get much training if you really think about it. Now, is there some canon in there that you guys might know that shows Luke getting more training? Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of comics. The Darth Vader run's really good. I read a lot of that in Dr. Aphra. But there's a Star Wars comic. I didn't read much of that, but it shows he gets in a fight with like Boba Fett and stuff. I looked at some of that. And he gets like knocked out and stuff. It's weird. It's a weird fight, but it's just to have them cross paths, I guess. But yeah. So it's like, or anything happened before that we see Luke getting training? Because after all said and done, even in Mandalorian, he's a be all end all master Jedi. So do you have to pick this up along the way? Because when he's training people, and he's, everyone hates the sequels, but in those sequels, to, of course, the original trilogy, He had a school. He taught people. Did he have the credentials? Because it seems like, from what they're saying, he doesn't.
A little bit like some advice, and then he went to go see Yoda, and then he split before his class was out to go save his friends. Lost his hand.
And that's the true point, that he told Yoda that I have to go save my friends, which is, of course, probably the right thing to do. Admirable. You know, he's our boy on a journey to save the world, or their world. But he didn't finish his training. So how did he become so Return of the Jedi? Now, I know Shadows of the Empire video game happens in between that. Now, there is, I think, media of Shadows of the Empire, but I think it's Dark Horse. My question is Luke at any of that, and we see him getting better? Because as far as we know, he didn't really get good with the lightsaber, and we saw him get good in Return of the Jedi. But in between that, what made him be such a good Jedi? Is it just in his blood? Like how Anakin was able to just drive a pod racer thing, whatever, majigger? It's like, where did this come from where Luke turned into a badass by Return of the Jedi? And he was so strong with the Force in the other trilogy. They butchered the hell out. I mean, I know Mark Hamill hated it too, but they could have made Luke so much cooler. That would have been redemption for Luke. Like being old and like learned a lot between then, and who knows what happened between then when he got to school and stuff. But at the same time, it's like, did he ever get the proper training? I don't know. It's a valid.
And then declared himself a Jedi.
Oh man, got the GED version.
Right.
That's funny. GED version. Like, he did just call himself a Jedi. No one like made him a Jedi. That's a crazy thing. Obi-Wan never said, "Oh, you're a Jedi." That's pretty nuts. I never thought about that. He just is a Jedi. He's the Return of the Jedi. The Jedi comes back. Granted, he has the Force. Granted, he has a lightsaber. These are all things that make you a Jedi. But no one said, "You have now become a Jedi." Like, all these other Jedis before him had to be taught, had to go through basically Jedi school from being a young kid, a youngling, and went through, trials. There were Jedi trials. Luke never did all that. So is he all right that basically the guy running a school, the temple, or whatever you want to call it, is he a fraud? Is he a phony? You're a big phony. Like, is he? I don't know. Like, now that I none of this made me think of it. This guy blew my mind. None of this came to my thought that we got a GED Jedi.
Totally. And then his powers that we see him use are dark Force powers. I don't think Luke Skywalker is a great Jedi. Palace. He starts Force choking dudes.
Oh.
Force choke this dude. Force choke this Gamorrean guard. Use the mental trick on him. Use the mental trick on him. I can't use the
Well, no, Obi-Wan uses the mental trick. He used the mental trick. We've already seen that in the first movie. Or number 4. I think we see it in Attack of the Clones with the guy on drugs. But other than that, we don't see a lot of the mental tricks. But it seems like it's a Jedi thing. We don't see it much with the Sith, I think. But so I don't think he could tag that on him. But the Force choking, where did he get that from? Who taught him that? Who taught him, like, when did he wake up and go, I'm going to just start choking bitches? Like, who taught Luke Skywalker to choke people? Now that I think about it, this guy's opening up everything to me. A whole can of worms. This is nuts. That he didn't get the proper training. And they showed it like he did. He's a fake Jedi. I can't believe this. He's a fake Jedi. When did Luke learn how to use a lightsaber? In between Empire and Return of the Jedi. Did he go back to Yoda? They never mentioned him going back to Yoda. Yoda didn't bring out his lightsaber. I don't think he even has his lightsaber anymore. Like, what? And he does the Force choke. Who taught him the Force choke? Because no one talks about the Force choking. When did Luke start choking bitches? Like, that's crazy. Now that I think about it, that's really crazy. This guy's blowing my mind. Like, this is something I never thought about. I never thought about this.
Mental trick on old Jabba the Hutt, but that's all right. I'll just lie. And then he gets down there and kills the Rancor. This is not Jedi. This is not.
To be fair, a Jedi would probably kill a Rancor. I mean, a Rancor is going to kill you. It's either I die or you die. So I'm not going to hold that against Luke.
Pure white. Yeah, man. Like Luke Skywalker rolls around wearing the black colors of the dark Jedi.
Yeah, see, when I saw him in black, I thought it was more of a badass move, not so much a Sith move. I thought it was more like, I'm coming for you guys now. Maybe Vader, but at that point, he knows it's his dad. So he wants to, like, bring his dad back. He's going to tell him, he says that he's going to turn him back. So maybe he's dressing all badass to face Palpatine. I don't know if he's really aware that Palpatine's running the show, though. So somewhere along the line, he thought all black's going to be cool. But I don't know if he associated that that's a Sith thing. We did, as the viewer, and as the other movies came out, we always viewed the black cloaks and all that were Sith, Darth Maul and everyone else in the movies all had black. Was this just hanging somewhere that he just figured, like, I'd wear it and look cool? Yeah, it's kind of interesting that they did go with that look, but I think it was more of like, I'm here, like I'm not shook. I'm a confident Jedi, even though I don't know where he got that training. He got a little bit with Yoda, but he was doing flips and shit. Like, he never got lightsaber training, and then Yoda wouldn't have showed him how to force choke. So it's just crazy. Oh, man.
Jedi. He is a shady Jedi, man. GED Sith School. I don't think Luke's...
So, yeah, that's crazy. This guy blew my mind. I'm going through these, and I'm just like, Luke sucks. Like, not only does he suck, he's a horrible Jedi. Like, he didn't get proper training. We never seen him get lightsaber training. We never saw him learn how to use a force choke. I mean, we know he raised up the X-Wing, right? But he knew he could, like, move things, but would that transfer over to be like, maybe I could choke someone with this? Now, someone evil would probably be like, what other things can I do? Can I pick up people? Can I toss them? Can I do this? That makes more sense. I don't know if I remember in the movies, especially the prequels, if I know, like, Qui-Gon Jinn, he does his hand to shut the door. I think they do it to robots. They knock them to the side. So they definitely play around with the Force push, I guess you would call it. And this could be something that Obi-Wan taught him off screen, maybe. But that's a little bit I can give them. Like, okay, they could maybe lie and say the creators or whoever thought of this. You could say George Lucas. A lot of movies nowadays are like, oh, they got that off screen. It was in between. That's what happened. But learning to choke somebody, that's kind of weird. And just calling yourself a Jedi. Even Yoda never said, like, you're a Jedi now. Kind of weird. I don't know, guys. I don't know. You guys can tell me your opinions. If there's a worse Jedi, tell me too. Because, I mean, some look funky. Like Plo Koon. I don't know, Plo Koon's not bad looking. Now that I think about it. I don't know, but, like, you guys might know the deeper stories of some of these guys more than I do. Because, like I said, I'm a big fan, but I'm not, like, huge. Like, my friend knows all the vehicles and all that, spaceships and all that stuff. I don't know all that. I'm more bigger into the superhero stuff. Way bigger fan of superhero stuff. Probably movies too. Movies go overpriced Star Wars, and movies in general, not Star Wars fandom, because Star Wars is movies. But I would say general movies, then Star Wars would fall underneath that. But yeah, is there a worse Jedi than Luke? Because to be honest, he seems pretty crappy. Like, I don't know. Turn on OBS or turning it off because we don't do editing. But get back to me. Yeah, get back. Let me know. Who's the worst Jedi?